Alrighty then. Back there is Elk Pen parking lot, which is where I left off yesterday after a nice 15-mile hike. For those of you that don't know, I live in New York, right near the trail. So, as you can see, I'm wearing different clothes, have a different backpack. I'm spending my nights at home, and I'm slack packing through New York. Slack packing is where you wear a scaled down version of your backpack. Like, you don't take your tent, you don't take your clothes, you just take like the necessities for like a day hike. It's a lot easier on the knees, on your back, and it also makes you move a lot faster. So that being said, slack packing through New York, and just kind of taking it easy on my body. I had all those issues with my knees and all that other stuff. So this way I still have progress, but I'm not really hurting myself as much, exerting myself. And I've done every last bit of this trail numerous times in New York. So it's weird. I did this section with Birthday Girl about 3 days before I left on my through hike attempt. So it's funny now, I'm going back to do it again today, and this time it's for my through hike. I had contemplated not doing it, being I did it 2 days before I did my through hike, since I already did it within the calendar year. But the purist Cindy, Trail Support Cindy, talked me into doing it. So here I am, doing the lemon squeezer section of the trail, almost up to the bottom of Bear Mountain. I have all day to do this, so I'm not really gonna rush. I know this trail like the back of my hand, so I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm not training for anything, I'm actually doing it, so there's no need to rush. I have all day, and just gonna take my time and enjoy the sights. Something I actually have never done. Usually I bust right through this and get through the lemon squeezer and keep moving. Not today. It is funny though, I did do this section probably 15 times in the last year because I thought it was a good training hike. And usually I would just walk super fast to get through it because I felt like when you through hike, you're supposed to walk as fast as you absolutely can, which for some people that's what they do. But I've realized this slower pace is probably more my speed, more my go. It's slow for some, it's fast for others. It's about 2.5 miles per hour. So here we go, 15-mile day. And starting off by almost falling. So here we go. Switch heading north, blaze on, in my home field. Well, this is embarrassing. I'm talking about how well I know this trail. I actually walked off trail and went the wrong way. So much for walking this thing 15 times in the last year. Anyway, I picked up on it relatively quickly, but still, just show you. It doesn't matter how well you know something or how well you think you know something. You probably don't. But anyway, I'm back on trail. And here we go. Bear. Finally. On camera. Walked right up on that guy. The first quarter mile of walking on this thing. There he is. Big guy too. Oh well. Moving on. All right. I want to circle back around as per my first email on the subject of slack packing. As far as a purist goes, slack packing doesn't count. In order for your through hike to count, you have to start with all your gear and end with all your gear. The reality of that for me is none of my gear is original. I started out with a backpack. I started out with an Osprey, which was amazing for a 235-pound guy that started this trail, but didn't quite fit the 202-pound guy that he became over the course of the trail. Left a lot of rub marks. It just didn't fit the way it did originally. I mean, REI did a fantastic job of sizing me up for the pack I needed at the time, but in the long run, it stopped fitting me. Since then, I'm into my second sleeping bag, well, actually quilt. I'm into my third tent, and now I'm going into my third backpack because the Gossamer gear Mariposa I had was amazing. It fit perfectly. Everything worked out really well with it. I really love that backpack. Only problem is it started getting holes in it, and I wasn't going to trust that. I didn't want to pick my backpack up one day and have the whole bottom fall out. So I'm switching backpacks for the third time. None of my shoes are original. None of my clothes are original. The only original stuff is like my camp stove, but I've been cold soaking for the last 100 miles, so I don't even use that anymore. I don't have anything original anymore. I used it, it worked well, and then I moved on from it. So as far as the purists go, you know, basically my through hike wouldn't count. I mean, I know it counts because I'm going to get every single blaze. That's the point of this. And there are no rules on how you do it. The rules are you start in Springer and you make your way to Maine. You try to follow the trail. Try to follow the blazes. But some people have their own attitudes towards things or their own views. I'm a very hike your own hike kind of person, but try to bring that up with some of these people and they're like, oh, that's a bullshit rule. Nah, man. Everybody lives their life the way they want to. So that's my view. If you want to switch your gear out 100 times, switch your gear out 100 times. I did. I've had some issues with the purists in the past, like, oh, you took too many days off, you know, you take a day off a week, that's too much, or, you know, you slack pack some sections, or, you know, you got the wrong tent, you got the wrong buff. You can't wear red buff because, you know, it's a rookie thing. Rookies wear red buffs. It's amazing how picky some people can get sometimes, but that's all right. I'm hiking. I'm going to get every blaze. And I'm going to keep continuing on. With a full pack, without a full pack, just as long as I step on every inch of this trail, that's all I care about. Now, for all you that are going to use this as research, you're going to get those types along the way. It's best just to ignore them and move on. 99% of the people on this trail are amazing. It's only that one group, but for some reason, the way people seem to be, and I know I'm the same way, you could have 10 people tell you you're doing a great job. Then you get one person that you never met in your life tell you you're doing a bad job, and for some reason it bothers you. So I'm trying my best not to let stuff like that bother me, but what can you do? The reason I'm saying this is I ran into somebody the other day, and they're like, oh man, you're slack packing through your own state? Doesn't count. Staying at your own house? So, bothered me, but I've talked it out with you guys, and now I'm just moving on. Also, I'm really pleased with myself for finally getting a bear on camera. He was fairly close, but he ran away really quickly. And by the time I got my camera out, he was probably about 100 yards away from me. But I did get video finally. So thank you, Mr. Bear. He looked like he was like, you know, a young male. He seemed very energetic. So sorry to bother you, but I'm glad I got you on film. It's a weekend in Harriman State Park, which means it's going to be filled with guided hikers. It's a business I'm definitely going to look into getting into when I get done with this thing. Well, here we are. We are at the entrance to the Lemon Squeezer. Right here, about 5 miles away from my house. But it's a major part of this trail. So here we go. Hopefully there's no bear in it. I've already seen a couple. Whoa, almost fell on the slick rock because it rained last night. All right, here we go. Into the lemon squeezer. There it is. I might have to put my phone away at some point. Or we'll do a reaction shot of me trying to make my way through here with one hand. That's the best way, I think. So you put my shoulder into it. Here we are. Whee! Falls up there. I don't think I've ever actually walked all the way through to the top of this. I've always climbed out right there. So, if we're gonna do it, and do it all the way. And there it is. Lemon squeezer, done and dusted. Whatever that means, I actually don't know what that means. I don't know why people say it that way. I get to climb up this. Alrighty then, that part of the lemon squeezer's done. That little rock scramble right there, and moving on. Here we go. Well, I just had an interaction that immediately made me think of rhetoric. If you look in the video, I pan up to the 8-foot rock scramble on the lemon squeezer. I get up there, and there's a day hiker in jeans, cotton t-shirt, and the largest, heaviest set of hiking boots I think I've ever seen on a person. And as soon as I get up there, I felt the need to criticize basically everything that I had and how I was doing everything wrong. Which, you know, to me, whatever. Normally I would just thank a person and say, oh, that's great advice, thank you so much. What made me think of rhetoric is one of his biggest pet peeves is when day hikers feel the need to give attempting through hikers advice on anything, unsolicited advice at that, not like they just feel the need to start criticizing everything that you're doing, which, you know, happens from time to time. I don't know why they feel the need to do that, but they do. And it's always cracked me up when that happens, but it absolutely drives rhetoric nuts when they do that. So, happened to me today. Normally I just blow it off and move on, but for some reason it made me think of him. So, rhetoric's still happening. Head north. Right here is the area where I made my intro video for doing the Appalachian Trail. Right here. Or pretty much like right up there. Hi, my name's Wedge, and I'm here to announce my attempt at the Appalachian Trail in 2023. Look at this guy. His head up at me. North American cobra. Yeah, for real. What's with the cobra attack face? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. It's not big. This videos never do him justice. I think it's a 5-footer easily. So, as far as the ATC is concerned, this reroute is now official, and the old way is now forbidden. That being said, Far Out did not catch up with that. It still has the reroute as a blue blaze. So when I took into account the amount of miles I wanted to do today, they didn't account for these extra 3 miles. So it's adding another 3 miles to my day, which, you know, normally would be fine. I would just deal with it. But unfortunately, it's my 3rd day hiking, and my knee is not feeling well again, unfortunately. I thought it was better. I felt good the last 2 days, and hiking along today, about 3/4 of the way through, my knee just started feeling just as bad as it did when I originally went to the doctor. So luckily I have another MRI scheduled, another doctor's appointment coming up, and hopefully we could get into a better course of treatment for me, so that way I could continue this trail, because I don't want to stop. I am way too far in this trail for me to have to stop. Just went over 1,400 miles, and I can't imagine myself turning this into a lash. For me, I would probably have to do it all over again. Try to get it all done in one fell swoop. So hopefully I don't have to redo this, and then I could hopefully get a good treatment and finish this trail this year, hopefully. So we'll see. So this is why they have the reroute. Although I could have probably made it just then. They're doing it because there's too much traffic and it's too dangerous for hikers. And I'm on the reroute right now, which is not in line with what Far Out has. So it just added a few miles to my hike. I'm not too pleased about that, but it's just me whining. I said my knee really hurts. About 2/3 of the way in today. My knee just started really hurting. And it's got me nervous, because I do not want to end this hike. But I have to do what I have to do to take care of myself. But I'm not going to jump to conclusions yet. I still have a doctor's appointment and another MRI. Hopefully they could do something, put a different type of brace on it, maybe give me a cortisone shot, who knows. But hopefully we can make this work. As of right now, I'm still heading north, still blazing on, and I'm about to get hit by a car. Oh, no, they missed me. Anyway, moving on. Staying positive. Well, I'm staying positive in like a negative way, because I'm like, oh, this sucks, oh, my knee. But hopefully it'll work out. So staying positive in a negative way. Anyway, moving on. Here we go. While I'm waiting for my ride, I'll sum up. I haven't done a sum up video in a while. Today was not my favorite day hiking. It was definitely not my most worst day hiking. It just was below average, I would say. Worried about my knee. Still trying to get my miles in. Sitting here thinking maybe I should do 3 days on and maybe 1 day off. Or maybe lower my miles to like 12 miles a day or something. I don't know. I'm not ready to quit. Like, I want to keep going. So I got to figure out a way to deal with this and keep going at the same time. I don't want to fail at this. I want to keep going. I want to complete this whole trip. So we'll see what happens here. But my intention is to keep pushing forward, to keep going on, and to complete this through hike within a calendar year. So we'll see. Gonna keep pushing forward until I can't physically do it anymore. And I'm most definitely not a fan of that reroute. I feel like I should have just crossed the highway and just did a little bit lower miles. But what can you do? As far as I know, according to the ATC, that's the reroute is now the official route. So I got all my miles. So here we go.